So we are about to go live with Lesley Harvey, who is a wellness counselor, and she is live with us this very moment. So, Lesley, do you want to say hello to the listeners out there?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for allowing me into your homes.
Awesome. Glad to have you with us. Lesley, guys, I'm going to just do a quick bio about Lesley Harvey this moment. So, with a strong academic foundation that includes a Bachelor of Arts degree and a postgraduate certificate in education, she has built a career dedicated to understanding and supporting human development and relationships. Her specialized training in counseling, grief and bereavement, addiction counseling, as well as EMDR therapy and life coaching from institutions such as Blackford Academy, Q Training Academy, amongst others, further enhances her ability to address diverse challenges effectively. Equally, her personal journey navigating grief, self-doubt, and parenting challenges has deepened her empathy and insight, shaping her approach to helping others. This blend of education, professional training, and lived experience drives her commitment to offering compassionate and practical support in those facing life's complexities. Once again, it's awesome to have you with us on the lines this very moment. Lesley, how are you doing?
Yes, fantastic. Thank you. Battling through the heat here in Baisley, but I think everyone in the South Coast is.
Definitely. Glad to have you with us. So, Lesley, into our questions this moment from point of background and qualifications. Can you tell us about your educational journey and how it has shaped your approach to wellness counseling?
Absolutely. Well, my educational journey has really been quite an adventure, and it has, in its own way, shaped how I approach my counseling. As you said, I started with a Bachelor of Arts at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. I then followed that up with a postgraduate certificate in education. And these were really the foundation years where I started to realize and understand how people behaved, how they learnt and how they grew. But as a lifelong learner, while I was teaching, I didn't just hang on my laurels. I was also getting my counseling qualifications, attending various courses, workshops, events. And this continuous learning kept me on my toes, and it really allowed me to expand my skills. So when I switched to counseling full-time, the background that I developed in education was really a game changer. It taught me that everyone deals with life's challenges in their own way, but more importantly, at their own pace. And this has stuck with me, and I now try and take this into how I approach counseling. I try and meet people where they are, and I help them find solutions that fit into their unique situations. It's really all about being patient and adaptable and creating tailor-made solutions for each person. And this is why I truly believe that having this background in education has made my approach to wellness counseling quite unique.
That's awesome stuff, Lesley. And how have your postgraduate studies in education contributed to your work in counseling and coaching?
I was saying, the biggest takeaway from my time in education was really creating a safe and non-judgmental space. When I was teaching, I saw how students thrived when they really felt supported. And that's something I carry with me into my counseling practice. I believe when someone feels truly heard and understood, it's amazing how much progress they make in a very short time.
That's really awesome, Lesley. And then you have also trained with institutions such as Blackford Academy, Q Training, and many others. How have these programs influenced your counseling techniques?
Well, they generally introduced me to methods that I didn't know about in pure counseling. methods like hypnotherapy and self-actualization. And these really can help clients process trauma and emotions in a very safe way. One of the main takeaways, especially from the Blackfoot Academy and Q, was that they emphasized a really holistic approach. And that made me take a real hard look at the person as a whole. We are mind, body, and spirit all together. So the programs taught me to address all aspects of human well-being, not just the mental.
Great stuff, Lesley. So moving on to our next set of questions, by looking at professional experience and skills, what inspired you to specialize in areas such as grief and bereavement, addiction counseling, and EMDR therapy?
Well, I think it really started with my own life experiences. You know, everyone has, and I say it from the heart, I have faced grief and challenges that really have shaped how I view the world. And I wanted to help others with their struggle, but really help them with compassion and with understanding. Specializing in grief and bereavement really felt quite natural because, well, loss is something we all face. And yet people feel so unsure about how to process it. Addiction counseling and desensitization therapy really became a part of my portfolio when I saw how deeply trauma can impact a person's life. I realized that to help someone truly heal, you often need to address the underlying pain, and that is really difficult. EMDR, or eye movement desensitizing reprocessing, hugely long words, in particular is an incredibly powerful tool just for helping clients really process traumatic memories and finding relief from that processing. And I must say, in the short time that I've been using these techniques, I can just see the difference that they make in people's lives. They are incredible techniques.
Wonderful stuff, Lesley. Our next question, how do you integrate your training in life coaching with your counseling practices to support clients holistically?
Well, that's an interesting one because to me, life coaching and counseling really go hand in hand. Counseling focuses on helping people to process their past, while coaching looks to the future and how to move forward and to accept the challenges. And by combining the two, I can actually take a holistic approach that addresses both the healing and the growth. So, for an example, if I give you an example, if someone is grieving, they may feel incredibly stuck, not knowing how to move forward.
Yeah.
And through counseling, we could work on actually processing that loss. But with coaching, we can set goals and build a vision for the future. So it's really about balancing emotional well-being with practical steps towards a fulfillment that comes with life.
Awesome, Lesley. So what strategies do you use to tailor your counseling approach to meet the unique needs of each client?
Well, for me, and I can't speak for anyone else, for me, it's about listening and understanding the person in front of me. As I said, no two people experience grief, addiction, trauma in the same way. So I always try and start by listening to their story and by listening to what they hope to achieve. From there, I go on and draw on all the tools I've learned and I create a plan that feels right for them. It's also important for me to check in regularly and to adjust the plan as we go. Sometimes a client might need more emotional support and other times they're ready for big action steps. So it's all about being flexible and responsive to the client's needs.
Awesome, Lesley. And so based on personal journey and empathy, how has your personal experience with grief and self-doubt influenced your counseling style and approach?
So Ryan, I'm actually quite pleased you've asked me this because really my personal experiences have shaped everything about how I approach my counseling.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through grief and I've been through self-doubt, and it left me feeling lost. So I know what it feels like to be stuck and to be overwhelmed. I use that empathy to help me connect with my clients in a truly genuine way. I don't approach struggles that they are having with this purely textbook solution. I try and meet them where they are, because I was there too. So I really do understand.
Awesome stuff, Lesley. And how do you balance professional objectivity with personal empathy when working with clients facing similar struggles to your own?
Well, it's definitely a delicate balancing act. And finding that balance between empathy and objectivity is crucial. So my role is to listen and guide without letting my own feelings or assumptions interfere. So my empathy helps me connect with the client, but I need to maintain professional objectivity at all times.
True.
Because that allows me to stay focused on them and their unique needs. It really is about making sure my client knows that I'm there, but that I'm also keeping a clear head so that I can provide the best possible support for them. And sometimes it means holding back my own opinions and just being a sounding board. Whereas other times it might mean I'm gently steering them towards some insight or solution that I believe is right. But as I say, delicate balancing act.
Great. Looking at approach to wellness counseling, what role do you believe emotional intelligence plays in effective counseling?
Okay, yeah. Emotional intelligence is really everything in counseling.
Mm-hmm.
It really is about being able to read between the lines and sense what a client might not be saying, and then to respond in a way that makes them feel heard and understood. It also is about my own self-awareness, and this is important because I have to manage my own emotions and my own reactions in sessions. And this ensures that the client feels safe and supported with someone who isn't going to judge.
And how do you stay updated with the latest developments in wellness counseling and therapeutic approaches?
Well, much to the horror of my family, I'm an absolute lifelong learner.
Mm-hmm.
I regularly take courses, attend workshops, and stay connected with professional networks. In a field like wellness counseling, new research and technology is just popping up all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just so important to keep growing and evolving.
True.
Plus, it keeps things really exciting and fresh for me, which is something I love.
Awesome, Lesley. And so, in your experience, what are the most common challenges people face today in terms of mental well-being, and how do you address them?
So, feeling overwhelmed to me is one of the most common ones, and it's really a huge one. Whether it's from grief or stress at work or just the plain crazy pace of life these days.
Mm-hmm.
I also find a lot of people grapple with loneliness and having a lack of purpose. In terms of addressing it, I try and help my clients slow down and figure out what it is that really matters to them.
Sure.
And then to come up with practical solutions to manage stress and to reconnect with their sense of self. I know it sounds crazy to say, but we need to find a balance and meaning in the chaos, because the chaos will always be with us. We cannot change the chaos. We can change how we react to it.
That's true, Lesley. And our next question, which is, how do you incorporate mindfulness or self-care techniques into your counseling sessions?
So mindfulness and self-care are really huge in my practice. I often guide clients through mindfulness exercises that they can do at home, like different breathing techniques or just journaling. Self-care, however, is super personal. So I work with clients to find activities that really nourish their souls, whether it's taking a walk or meditating or just sitting on the beach with a glass of wine, finding some me time.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about discovering what genuinely touches their soul and feels good for them.
That's great, Lesley. And then our next set of questions as well. Looking at ethical and practical considerations, what ethical principles guide your practice as a wellness counselor?
Well, as in all professional counseling, ethics are the foundation of counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Confidentiality, respect, honesty are non-negotiables. I also ensure that my clients feel empowered in making their own decisions. I'm a guide. I'm not there to impose my views. So when it comes to ethical principles, not only do we abide by the correct ethics of the Council of South Africa, but I also like for my clients to feel like they are leading the session and I'm simply there to facilitate.
Great, Lesley. So how do you ensure a safe and supportive environment for your clients, especially those dealing with trauma?
So it's a great question because people with trauma need to feel safe. So creating a safe space starts with truly listening, and I mean like really listening. I generally let my clients set the pace and let them talk about things that they feel comfortable talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about pushing them to open up. It's about letting them share as and when they are ready. Another important thing is consistency and dependability. I make sure that my client knows that I am there for them, no matter what. It's about me showing up, about me being present, and actually creating a space where they won't feel judged or rushed. I also believe in the power of very small gestures, and that means remembering little details that they've shared and acknowledging progress when progress has been made. This really helps to build trust and makes people feel not only valued but understood. And I believe when clients feel safe and respected, they're more likely to open up and engage in the process. Hello?
Hi, Lesley. Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry.
Awesome, Lesley. So, moving to our next set of questions. So looking at future goals and aspirations, what are your long-term goals as a wellness counselor and how do you plan to achieve them?
Okay, so I think my main goal in any counsel will probably say the same on the lives of others and trying to reach as many people as we can. I must say I personally get super excited about creating workshops, online courses and resources that offer practical tools for wellness so that a wider audience can be reached. So I'm looking at online platforms to make this kind of thing happen. I'm also very keen on sort of wetting my toes in the public speaking arena. And I want to share the insights I've gained and connect with people on a larger scale. I guess for me, it's all about spreading and helping as many as I can along my way.
Great stuff, Lesley. And are there any additional certifications or specific specializations you are interested in pursuing to further enhance your counseling practice?
Definitely. I mean, I'm a lifelong learner and I'm always looking for ways to grow myself. I must say one of my big interests at the moment is hypnotherapy counseling and mindfulness-based therapies, which are really very, very big at the moment. You know, there's always something new to learn and I'm just excited where this journey might end up taking me.
That's awesome, Lesley. And then Our last question this moment: what advice would you give to someone considering a career in wellness counseling?
Wow, I'd say definitely go for it. But really make sure you're in it for the right reasons. A lot of heart, patience, and resilience. You really need to be prepared to keep learning and growing all the time. And I think the most important thing is to remember to take care of your own well-being so that you can truly be there for your clients. You know, those small steps that you take can really lead to massively big changes in a client's life. But it's also true for you as well. So the small steps you take allow you to change. And in changing, you can be more present for your client. So I think, dive in and enjoy the journey and see what a difference you can make in someone's life.
That's really awesome stuff. Thank you once again, Lesley, for joining us here on South Coast Radio today. Our live session with you was really awesome. Is there anything else you want to say out there? Maybe a shout out to any of the listeners that are tuning in from your end?
Well, a definite shout out to our Lesley Ponies group. We are a group of ladies who exercise 3 times a week, and we help each other through everything. So definite shout out to them. Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Thank you once again, Lesley, for being with us on South Coast Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Lesley Harvey and the topic about being a wellness counselor. And that is the wrap up for our interview this moment.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is South Coast Radio.